Okay, what's up? I might have to move this mat over a little bit. Or I'll just move the camera over. There we go. Alright, so this one's going to be on floor techniques. This goes for both hip hop and acro. I guess there's some parts of martial arts where you do use this. Ah, you do. Okay. Anywho's. So as you can tell, I have a mat now on the floor. So for those of you that actually have a mat, give you time to get it out. And if you have a rug, then you're basically good. But you definitely want at least one mat if you can get one. And let me silence my phone. Wow. Oh, okay. All right. So we'll bring that one up, right? When you train it, right? Especially you being a martial arts dude, there's no such thing as being sick and can't move. You sick, you still train. And this is coming from a person who trained with a hyperextended knee. You still train. Moving forward. But fine, since you're young, I'll give you that break. Just realize the older you get. Okay, moving forward. So this one, we're going to be doing a lot of things dealing with stalls, utilizing your head, your elbows, your shoulders, different stalls like that. This goes across the board for all styles. All right, moving forward. Step one, what I want you to do is, if you've got your mat out, I was giving you time to get your mat out. You're going to put your knees on the floor. I got to face this way so you can see me. You put your knees on the floor like this. We always have open palms. There is a main reason. I don't know if I went over that, but I'll do that another time. You're going to have your hands flat on the floor. Right here, this part is going to be called a tripod. We're not going to go completely into the tripod yet, just starting it. In order to do anything on your head on the floor, in order to do anything with your head on the floor, okay. In order to do anything with your head on the floor, you have to find the sweet spot on your head. We're going to do the tripod first. If you're a noob, like if you're new to putting your head on the floor, only stick with the tripod. As I continue to increase, you could just stick with the tripod. Okay, you find the sweet spot. It's either going to be right at the tip or you're going to find it closer to the center. Not everybody is the same. Find it. I'm going to suggest that you go to the tip first. You place the tip of your forehead on the floor. Just lift your hands. Just stay there. Don't do anything else. Okay, right here. Left leg. Right leg. Lift. Hold it. Hold it. All right, come back down. On that one, you should feel it around here. If you felt the weight, you can hold that weight. I'm going to say we're going to go to the next stage. But we're definitely going to do that at least 2 more times before we move on to the next stage. So, hands down first. That's to stabilize yourself. Make sure you don't fall. You place the tip of your forehead right on the floor. You put the toe up, straighten your legs. Once you find that spot, so there's a spot that's either comfortable. You can either do the front of your head or roll to where that center is. But there is a spot that feels comfortable on your head. Then, pick up your hands. This way your feet are still on the floor and your head is another point of connection. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, knees down. Always place your hands down first and then drop your knees down. Got one more. Head. Toe. Toe. Now notice I do not pick up my hands until after my feet are steady on the floor. Then you pick up the hands. Find that sweet spot. Where is it for you? Is it at the tip of your head? Is it toward the middle of your head? And hold. This is to practice finding the perfect spot on your neck. Okay? Hands, then knees. All right, that's the beginning stages to the tripod. We're now about to step into the tripod. Here we go. In order for the tripod to work, you're going to get back into that pose. The only difference is you are now not going to pick up your hands. Your hands will stay on the ground, and you have to remain on that sweet spot, because it's basically as we call it. Here we go. Head goes down. Know where your sweet spot is. If you don't, stick with the first step.
We're gonna go up, toe-toe, boom, I'm already on my sweet spot. My knee turns towards you so you see that it opens up, that turnout. My right knee turns out. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot.
Pick up head, then pick up hands. All right. What tends to happen for some people is that they don't open their legs out wide enough. So what I want you to think about is that when you're in that pose, you're actually like this while you're on your arms. So you have to get used to opening up your thigh muscles, your quads, but you want to open up your thighs. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. Yeah, we'll make it 3. This way it can be 4 even.
Okay, head, sweet spot. Toe, knee, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can drop, I'm gonna keep talking. So from right here, I want you to notice that my hips are on the far side of my shoulders. I didn't bring them up, they're here.
Balance is really counterbalance. It's not really strength, it's just putting counterweight. So while my head is on the ground, I want my hips sort of in front because my hands are the things that can stop it. So right now, my elbows become my knees. I normally say hips over knees. Since my feet are off the floor, my elbow becomes my knees and my hips stay over that. All right, so really always understand where your body is. It's called body landmarks. Body landmarks and body awareness. If you understand where the body landmarks are, you're aware of how your body is supposed to look and the way it's positioned. All right, we got 2 more. Here we go.
Head, toe. I'm going to bring both legs up. Okay, hold this. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, notice where my hips are. You can go down. Cool.
Tripod is going to get you. What up, Libby? And let me make sure that is okay. That's the marker. Get a quick water break. All right, well, if it's affecting your chest, then yeah, definitely don't do anything. All right, so I want to see a video of that. Okay. Whew. Actually, today's moving pretty good. I like this. All right, the next stage. The main reason we're going to do the tripod is going to teach you how to isolate your hips. All right, and remembering this is your hips. In front is the pelvis. That's how we bend, which we're going to end up touching on a little bit later into this class. So understanding how to isolate your hips. There's something I did Pilates. I did not do yoga, so I'm quite sure whatever's in Pilates is in yoga. So we're also going to say there's something in yoga. But there's something in Pilates. You're here. When you're in this position, right now my back is straight. You isolate the tuchus, you lift it up, and then you squeeze it in, but your eyes must go toward your belly button. That creates the curve and then the arc. Being able to isolate the hip bone is what you really want to do, okay? So that's what the tripod is about to get you. It's understanding how to isolate your hips, because the moment you come off of your hands, which means you're no longer in the tripod, or off of your head, which means you're definitely no longer in the tripod. When we come off of your hands, you now have to hold that into your handstand. So here we go. Sorry, it's like wind. I have it covered, but I don't know if it's gonna pick up in the camera. Okay, let's get it. Going back down to that tripod. Toe, boom, bring it up. Now we're about to challenge you after this last one. And the reason I gave you a break is because we still have one more, but don't drop. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't drop. This is where we're going to push it. If you cannot find it, then it's okay to put it down. But we're going to do one way first that allows you to know you have control. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your tuchus and lift it up. And then you're going to come right back down. So when I say up, you're going to lift the legs up. When I say down, you go back down. The only way to lift the legs up is to move the hip bone. Whew. Okay, here we go. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up again, down, close, down, head up. Cool. Relaxing your hands. Okay, good way to control your lower, I can't stress that enough, your lower abdominal muscle. Most people tend to forget that they have those or really don't know how to use it. This is one of the best ways to train yourself to be aware of your lower abdominal muscle. If you can lift up anytime you move, as you lift up, it's going to be easier to control your body, especially when you're doing flips where you have to leave the floor. You have to pull. So you want to make sure that you pull up to keep everything tight. Okay, now we're going to go straight into that. So it's basically like a handstand pike drill, really, but we're not piking yet. Okay, here we go. So when we do this, I'll count that as your 1. We got 3 more. Because on the next one, it's 5, but that's going to be a little bit harder for you on purpose. Okay, remember to always find that sweet spot. You want to always set up before you do anything. Only when you're good with it do you want to just jump straight into it. Okay, but always for right now, I'm just going to always set up. Make sure you set up until you know you have it. Here we go. Sweet spot, toe, cool. Pass through the tripod first. Make sure you have your balance. From there, you're going to lift in the hips. Cool. Hold. Tighten your stomach. Did you let it go or did you actually have it engaged? Hold. Bring it back down. Notice where your hips are. Are you getting it over your shoulder? Bring it back up. Bring it down. Ooh, not bad. I like this. Bring it back up. Tighten that stomach. Really get it up there. Bring it back down. Bring it back up. Keeping control of your hips. Try not to wobble. Try not to fall. Know that your hips are over your shoulders. Yes, I'm talking while we're in this position on purpose. Bring it back down. This will be that last one, I think. Wait a minute. I lost count because I got into the groove just now. Nope, that would have been 5 and 50 again. We can come back. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I really fell into that groove. All right, as we're going up, it's all in here. So this drill, boom, it is the motion I'm about to do now. This, that brings your hips over your shoulders. So whether you're in a handstand, a headstand, or even a tripod, in order to successfully get up, you want to be able to move your hips. I'm not going to spend time in this class to go over that right now because, like, you could just do that. But when you do this, okay, really curve it in because this is what you need for your front tucks. This is actually what you need for your forward rolls. Pretty much anything going forward, moving forward. Okay, so you're here, and then you're here. You have to be able to take your hip bone and send it straight up. All right. It's enough of that control. We got. One more, and then it's the harder part. Okay, here we go. Coming back down. Whew, set up. Tripod up. Hips, iso, up. Back down. Hips, iso. Yeah. Back down. Yep. Hips, iso. Back down. Hips, iso. Back down. Last one, hips, iso. Back down. Yes. Down. Relax. Move. Make sure your body is always securely on the ground before you officially finish doing anything. Okay. Good rule. Anything dealing with your neck, this is your spine for those of you that don't know. Anything dealing with your neck, it does affect your spine. So always go slow when training yourself to do something that requires your head to touch the ground. With me saying that, why am I now teaching you how to do things on your head? One, in hip hop, you have head spins. I have a wooden floor now, which basically means I can start doing head spins. In breakdancing, you have head spins. In any classical style dance outside of classical ballet, your head ends up touching the ground at some point. Your body ends up hitting the ground at some point. History of actually breakdancing. When a breakdancer would train, we would go hard on the floor, so this is me giving you a hip hop history lesson. For everything we would combine our body with. Every time we hit the floor, our body would go stronger. It's because your body grows through stress. We are putting your body in a stressful situation that helps you grow. Get a quick water break. Yes, this one.
Hello?
Alright.
No.
Especially for what's about to happen. You definitely need this.
You can ignore your cousin. But they're not letting nobody else.
I'm gonna be this one specifically for you. Yeah, because the next part won't be. So, specifically for you, I had you one day in a private training with your handstand, and then you had to bring your legs down to a pike and then lift your legs straight up. And you weren't allowed to drop. Do you remember that? Okay, this is another way outside of me having to put you in that much torture to get through being able to do this. Now what's gonna happen? So that one wasn't easy, huh? This is actually the first level. You, I just decided to push to the second level anyway. You. So now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna do that, but now we're going to increase it a little bit. Instead of our legs being wide open, and the only reason it's so easy is because your legs are open. And I told you in video 2, I think it was 1 actually, I think I told you in video 1. The wider your body is, the easier it is for you to control it, okay? So now we're gonna do it where your legs are together. So instead of going straight into the tripod, no, we're still gonna do the tripod, but instead of just lifting your legs straight up, you actually have to straighten your legs. So we're always gonna set up before we do the next thing. So here we go. Let's set up to that tripod. It's time to increase this.
Set up. Tripod. Okay, so now instead of putting your legs out, that actually hurt a little bit. I guess it's going on your body. Okay, so instead of putting your legs straight up, you're actually now going to straighten your legs out. Bring it back in. Straighten your legs out. Bring it back in. What? Almost up. Straighten your legs out. Bring it back in. Straighten your legs out. And now from right here, take it up. Back down. Keep it straight. Bring it up. Back down. Take it up. Back down. Bring it in. Step down.
Head up. Whew, let's go. Yeah, I'm not done. All right, getting a little excited right now. Okay, with that, as you bring it up, you have your hips to be engaged. That works too. So just in case, I do have some newbie students like that I haven't done this with yet. If a parent does want to help, I gotta finish making my martial art training partner. Like I'm in the midst of making one. This way I can also help it out and teach you guys how to spot, which is gonna make life so much easier. So I'm gonna try to finish my training partner tonight. But I don't want to advertise anything here. This being the head, if you support the shoulder blades and the stomach, and just allow them to lift their legs up. Whoop, whoop. This way they can control here, and they don't fall here. All right. Dylan, I already said it's okay. If you're ever sick and something affects your lungs, then definitely don't move because it takes your lungs to move. It's all right. I'm not gonna really say chest, but upper. So heart, chest, lungs. It's all right to take a break. That is the one time I'll tell you to take a break. Okay. So now we're gonna do that again. This one, we have 4 more, 5 in total. Keeping your legs straight, squeezing your legs together. It's another thing I did not say. So when you're in a pike position, I'm gonna lay this way so you can see it. When you're in a pike position, you don't want space between. You wanna squeeze. As long as you can squeeze, so you gotta do multiple things at the same time. You're gonna squeeze your legs together, and you're going to start to stretch it out and forward. Yes, that's a way to train something. No, we're not doing it because it's Graham technique and I'm not teaching Graham. Okay, here we go. Find the sweet spot.
Set up. Tripod. Straighten it out.
Of course, it's gonna be clean.
Bring it up.
Like,
Take it back down.
frog.
Bring it up. Take it back down.
Ratchet. So shut up, stupid.
Take it up. Back down. Bring it up. Back down.
Wait, Bubs. Wait, Bubs.
One more. Bring it up. Back down.
So periodically, I'm just gonna go straight down. Remember for you, always go back into the tripod to go down. Sometimes it's kind of hard for me to like slow myself down in my head. All right, so remember, at least go back to the tripod. And again, for those of you that haven't gotten this far, I'm gonna say continue to try to find the sweet spot, or at least find the spot to get into the tripod. Depends on where on your head is sitting. Because if you're not on a rug and you're on the actual floor, like if you're not on a mat, I said the mat, just me up. If you're not on a mat and you're on the actual floor, yes, you're gonna feel something. So we have a small number. You're gonna feel something that is I had previously said your body grows through stress. As of right now, wherever you feel it, it's getting stronger. Feels weird, but it is getting stronger. Now, if you're saying it hurts like a headache, yes. So right now, you're actually getting stronger. Not gonna do too much with your head on the floor. This is actually the last stage, which is why here it's 5 to fully push yourself to get through it. But yeah, so if it's not a headache, then you're good. But you're usually on your head. So if this is the first time your head hurts, then clearly I haven't been training you. And Dylan, yeah, I don't mind. I said don't move, but you watching it, it's cool. The video is always going to be up here, so you can always even come back to this video or this playlist. Plus, it's shared in the Biscuit homeschool page, so you should be good. All right. But that is a good rule of thumb. If you ever do not feel well, so if you're nasally,
I need to be
my neighbor's awake.
Alright, shut up. Listen right here, Mom. So you now listen with us.
All right, so if you're nasally, try not to flip because that's basically you need a clear airway to go.
No, we're not.
Yes. If your chest hurts or if your lungs hurt, slow yourself down. Don't do anything. That can also, in a sense, take you out of movement for a while. So if your lungs hurt and if you're nasally. So nasally, just don't flip. Most things upside down you want to avoid. You can always train. So 6 steps, anything breakdancing, ballet, anything up. As long as you're staying up if you're congested. If your chest, back, or lungs hurt, don't do anything. Actually rest. Put some Vicks on it. All right. Here we go. I had to do that because they woke up. Our trash place is like right here. So, all right, here we go. Let's get it. Oof. Ooh. We only got 3 more sets, and I'll be nice. I'm gonna keep it at a lower level now that Livy, you're officially starting to feel it. Yeah. Let's get it.
We're here. Leg straight out. Tripod. Straighten. Bring it up. Tighten that stomach. Stretch it down. And I'm saying stretch because remember that you're squeezing everything together. So right now, for me, my toes are going to the wall in front of me. Bring it back up. Down. Bring it back up. Down. Tripod. Toes.
Head up. 2 more. Jumping right into it. Let's get it.
Set up. Tripod. Straighten. Bring it up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Tripod. Down.
One thing you always want to remember to do, and sometimes I forget to have to say it because I forget people don't always do it, is to breathe. Make sure you breathe. Good rule of thumb is as you're going down, exhale, breathe out. As you're going up, take all the air in. Your head's on the floor now. When it comes off the floor, it's going to take, I'm not doing that here. I'll do it when I'm on the balcony again. So on a sunny day, I'll be outside doing handstands. But when your head is off the floor, it gets a little bit harder for you to breathe or remember to breathe. So right now, while you're here, take that time and get your breath down. This next thing is I want to repeat that when you're going up, your hip has to move. So what I'm actually doing is moving there's a lag. I don't know if it actually catches on your end. Okay, I'm gonna keep going, so hopefully you got it. But your hip has to go as your legs go up. So now that's moving at the same time. Also a term called simultaneously. So it's moving simultaneously. It's at the same time. We got one more, and then you get another water break, and then we're gonna turn it up a little bit more. So let's get into it. Whew, tripod, with the setup. Straighten it out. Hips. Think about painting the sky with your toes. Down. Hips. Down. Take that air in. Let it out. Take that air in. Let it out. Tripod. Down. Water break. Ooh, yeah, it opened up for me. Okay. Do. You said, am I a doctor? So, here's a quick thing about me. I actually studied medicine for a bit. I studied pre-med. For those of you that are young, that means I was studying to be a doctor. So, I know a lot about the human body because I was studying. The main reason I didn't finish was because dance career took off and I went on tour. So, yeah. But I kind of like what I do now anyway, so I'm cool with that. I know enough about the human body. I'm not going to say I know everything about it, so don't think I can perform surgery. But I know enough about the human body to make sure I keep my students safe, I keep myself safe. We all train, we all grow, and, through the pain, we get stronger. Okay, so there you go. That's a little bit about me for those of you who see this video and don't know who I am. Yes, I'm totally gonna watch that. Got the message. All right, so now we just did your tripod. We went into your headstands. Okay. I want to keep this one basic because next week when we revisit the head, it's not basic at all. Like it's stage 2. So we have find the sweet spot. We have tripod. Just want to recap everything I just did. Then we had pikes with the leg lifts to really work on the lower abs. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we have one more stage, one more drill that you can do on your head. And I'm going to start to bring out my mats here. This way I can do things in a confined space. So you understand it doesn't take that much room. After this, your head's not touching the floor anymore. So this is the very last thing we were doing on our head. And you're only doing 2 of them. And don't worry, it's not one of those 2s where it's like, yeah, how long is this 2 gonna last? So once you officially have your sweet spot, okay, what you want to be able to practice is we went with our legs straight. You now want to open them, okay? And then be kind of on an angle. So I'm just going to show you. Don't do anything yet. So I'm just going to go straight up since no one should be doing anything. You want to practice opening and closing. Okay? You're literally only doing 2. Like we're not even going up to go back down 2. You're only doing 2. Okay. Here you go. Go up, set up, tripod, straighten your legs, hold, open, as wide as you can, don't cheat it, close, open. Each time I'm still stretching away from me. Even now I'm stretching even further away. Close, down, done. Told you, only 2. Okay. Now it's time for the second stage of this. And if I have this right, it should be at 5. All right, I'm a little 1 minute off. It's 6. I'm going to face an ankle on my mat. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's where I want to go. Okay, and facing this transitions into something called a Valdez. Dancers know, I'd say the beginning stages to the Valdez. But there's a way I want you to do your floor leap, the way I want you to do your Valdez, because, Livy, since I know you're on, to effectively clean up back handsprings, you have to push or squeeze in your pelvis. And the one thing most people continue to forget is that they do not push in their pelvis. JC, when you see this, did you usually see this a little bit later? This drill is going to be specific for you as well. This way you can get used to pushing off of your legs. A lot of things people forget to do is push as well. I didn't realize you changed your name just now. Okay. And I was like, wait, who was that? All right. So step one, I'm going to be using my left leg first. So doesn't matter what leg you use, end up getting it on both sides, but definitely find what leg works best for you. Remember I told you in the last video, master it one way first, and then teach yourself the next way. Okay, today I'm really only going to use my left. I'll do my right maybe twice for the floor leap, but for the Valdez, I'm solely just going to like push someplace else. Okay, so I'm going to put my right hand down on the ground. Now, what tends to happen, don't do anything yet, I'm going to do something. What tends to happen is that people shoot way too far. So you see where my hand is right now? What people tend to do is this. Once they jump up, they're either going to do one of two things. They're going to step here, okay? Or they're going to do this. Both of those are something, but not it. What you want to do is, as you are pushing, boom, I'm actually going to stretch. I'm pretty much going to take this pose in the air. For that to happen, I have to push myself. So I'm here. You want to find the pose. And instead of ending way back here or over here, I ended up right where my hand just was. So you don't want to take up too much space. From what I've seen with some of you, each one of you have enough space that fits your body. Even if at one point you got to go outside, like your backyard, please try to stay away from public areas. You have to put the disclaimer out there. You don't need that much space. As of right now, I'm really only using, so I'll even show you. So I'll take over this way. Okay, so I'm here. When I'm doing this leap, my aim is to end in this square. Even if I stretch, wait 1 second. Still where I'm at. There you go. So even with the stretch, in order for that to happen, in, I believe it was video 2 or 1, I don't know, I did a lot so far. I believe it was in video 2. I talked about getting above your shoulder. If you get above your shoulder, yeah, it was video 2, class 4 is going to be serious. So if you get above your shoulder, it's going to be easy for your body to rotate. Doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's your kick over or it's your... Okay, there was a lag just now. I was like, what just happened? So as you're going up, that's where you jump. I feel like I have interference right now with like how this weather is going. Like this weather is annoying. All right. Let me know for you. Did you see a lag or did it play straight through? This way, if I see a lag on my end, I can keep going. Which means the video kind of paused a little bit. Did you see the video pause or did it keep playing straight through? Okay, so for some it played straight through and for some of you it did lag. All right, so when I see a lag, I'm going to pause, and when I see me moving at real time, then I'll go back to it. Okay, so for my martial arts students, I want you to think about the roundhouse. And I'm gonna do it low. You're kicking, boom. I'm gonna more say that Muay Thai roundhouse, boom. Okay, your leg wants to be in that position. I'm gonna bring these back. It's now about the, like, I don't really know where my body's about to go. I hope I know where it's gonna go, but too much power, you never know. Okay, keep in mind, you want to keep a small distance. Here we go. So now what we're gonna do, 4 on this side, and then I'm going to do 4 on my other side. Make sure you get up, make sure you fully push. Try to get that leg to trail behind you. This one, we're only gonna stay in this leg plane. I'm not trying to go as high as I possibly can. My leg lifts there. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it again. Push, drive that knee up. Try to get this knee to your shoulder. 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Loud one. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. Now I'm on this side. Okay, it's gonna be the same thing. Drive that leg to your shoulder. Push off this foot. You want to push. That push is what's basically sending you in the direction you need to go. The lift is giving you the height. The push is making you move. Okay? There we go. And lower just a little bit more. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Oh man, that side is tricky. Whoo! Believe it or not, my legs are now starting to burn. Okay. I get it. So we got 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. I do not like that one. See, like every moment you like and moments you don't. Since that just happened, I'm gonna say that if you find that you messed up and it's an okay mess up, which means pretty much you can walk away from it. Never take a mess up and then just like keep going. When you mess up, try to figure out why you messed up. What did you not do? So for instance, just now, what I did not do was lift my knee to its highest point. The moment I left the floor, I put my knee toward the ground, which is not something you want to do. In order to stay in the air, you want your body to all go in the exact same direction. So now let's do that again. Get it better. Every time you do something, look for a way to improve yourself. Never just get so comfortable you just think you have it. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Again, try to find that place to get better. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Yes. Okay. Water break, because my legs hurt. All right, let me see. Dylan, that's a little random. Let's get a quick water break. Then we take it up to our next step. So the first stage was the floor leap. Stage we just did, a variation of the floor leap. Now what we're gonna do is a dancer's floor leap. Technically, the first thing we did was a variation of the Valdez. Now what we're actually doing is a dancer's floor leap. To my dancers, to my martial artists, definitely remember, wait, I see something. Kept falling. On which side? The side that you're used to or the side that you're not used to? I'm a little lost though. What? You said you kept falling, and then so you kept falling. If it was that you were, I see the lag. Happen. is that you want to quickly get over. Never do something so quick you miss the technique into it. Okay, so as you push, lift in your hips. The same thing we did at the beginning of class when I had you do your hip lift. Your hip lift all goes into it. I also did this part where we went here to here. This part right now is that push. You want to bring everything in. So everything that we do ties into something. So if you find yourself falling, you have to figure out what it is that's causing you to go in a different direction. If you're going down, that means the major part of your body is facing down. If you go too high, that means you got a lot of power and your lifting leg is going higher than what you're used to. All right. But what I'm going to say is make a video, show me what you were doing. And when I look at it, I'll address it with a video for you. Okay, so we're here. So now for a dancer's floor leap, your leg is actually going to be straight. One leg is going to be bent. Your bent leg is the leg you're going to push off of. And in one of our videos, I definitely had you do that. What? Didn't see that coming. All right, move forward. So what's now going to happen is with this straight leg, your right hand is going to be on the floor. If anyone of you have seen the third one, hip hop training or fundamentals of hip hop, definitely check it out, whether you think you're a hip hop dancer or not. It'll still help you out. Everything ties into one thing. Okay, so don't think you can't learn from anything. You literally can learn from everything. So definitely go check it out because I'm about to repeat what I said in that video somewhat in this video. So go check it out, train it. You'd be surprised. All right, as you're coming up, your hip has to get off the floor. What tends to happen is people sit on the floor and then they get comfortable. They're just like, oh yeah, I'm here. So the moment you get on the floor, get off of it. As you go to lift, your pelvis has to go up. Now as my pelvis goes up, I'm keeping my legs straight. The only thing that changes from doing like the Valdez to like the variation of the Valdez to the floor leap is that instead of my knee being bent and I'm lifting the knee, I have to kick a straight leg to get over it. Okay, so as we're going up, we're gonna go up, our hands reach, I look in the direction I wanna go, I kick this leg closer to this shoulder. So we go 5, 6, 7, 8, up. I'm gonna go in a slower pace than that so you can kind of get a better feel of it. So we rise up. My hand is always gonna trail with me. Can I do it without my hand? Yes, but the best thing for you is to get used to the swing of your arms, especially for week number 3. Okay, so we're here as we go up. Boom, this is me going as slow as I possibly can. I'm stretching, I'm looking at the tips of my fingers, I'm making sure I'm above my shoulders. My leg comes up. As it comes up, I'm pushing off of my left as I kick my right. It's at the exact same time. Here, boom. Once you go up, you want to be able to turn your hips down. So there's got to be a twisting motion. This way it ensures that your feet actually get to the floor. Okay, let's do that one more time. Now, what we're going to do is everything, boom, has to happen at the same time. Let me see if this theory works. This way I can explain it to you in another way in case this one doesn't work for you. All right, I see my time. Okay, I do kind of like that version. I'm going to say this. If you're aware of your body, there's like a roll-up method, which means my pelvis comes off the floor, my heel is still on the floor, and then from right here, I push everything off. So I'm jumping off. There we go. So I'm going to talk. Okay, so I'm jumping off of the heel and off of my foot. So in this position, I have that, which then gets me higher up. Okay, so you definitely can try that heel method. So you either have the one where you lift everything up at the same time, or you have the one where you roll up off the floor and your heel's the last thing on one foot, your toes the last thing on the other, which still allows you to push. Okay, coming on this side, it's gonna be the same thing. Part of this you won't see, part of it you will, because I have a small space right now. Okay, we're here. Yes. Okay. So the first one you want to do, I'm always going to say try the hardest thing first. So try it with the leg lifted at least 4 times, and then go with the one where your heel is on the ground, which kind of gives you some aid. This way you can really push your body for that muscle memory of the hard thing. And then when you get to the easy thing, it's just, well, it's easy. So you lift up, everything comes up. Kicking your quad to your chest, try to get your knee to your shoulder, push up. Now realize I'm in a very, very small square, so you should not take up so much space when you're doing this. I'm a street dancer, we didn't have much space anyway. Let's get it. 5, 6, 7, 8. When you're doing something on a side that you're not used to, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try to swing your arm as hard as you possibly can. Last one. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, always create space for your body to move through. Last water break. Eat. Oh, until this thing is open, you got 5 more minutes. And is this your friend with the same name? And Dylan, you gotta wait for me to grab my water before I can actually answer your question. Yep. I want to save the hardest parts for the last. Bam! We're officially at the 5-minute mark. All right, now we're at the final stages. It's time to officially push yourself and go as much as you can. Now, if the floor leap was a challenge for you, stick with the floor leap. Sorry, there is a lot of pausing because I do see lags on my side, so I want to make sure I don't do things and then you miss it. You're really? Okay, then I'm happy. All right, so I do see lags on my end, so I don't want to do too much in this one because the weather by me really, really sucks. I don't know what the sky looks like by you. Okay, so now for this one, this is where it gets tricky. I'm going to definitely say make sure you have a good, I got 9 squares like here of space. This way you know you can catch yourself. If the floor leap or the variation of the Valdez is the only thing that works better for you, then stick with it. You don't have to push too hard. This is the one where I'm going to mainly use this side. It's the side, as of right now, given how I feel, the most control. Okay. For this one, everything must move. I can't say at the same time, but within a fluid motion, which means without pausing, for those of you that don't know what fluid means. What's going to happen is I'm going to take my right hand. I'm going to swing it out. As I swing it out, my left comes up. Yep, there goes the leg. Left hand comes up. Push. Here's 2 ways to get into it. You can do it fully, or you can build yourself into it. So you just did. I'm going to do that one again. Still, always get that hand thing going. It's going to make it much easier for you. Momentum. I'll go over momentum in another video. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's what happens. All right, so on that one, remember I said, it doesn't matter. You'll end up messing up. Well, that one, I decided to turn too quickly. I did not allow my body to go over. I wanted to finish it as quickly as I started it. This is learning from what happened and what you messed up on. So now when you do it, realize, take your time. Okay. Once you have it to the side, what you now want to do is try not to go so side, but try to follow your hand a little bit, just a little bit. Whew. A little more. And this is basically the easiest way to get over your fear of going backwards. All right, you're landing 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The better you get at it, we'll work on that, but you want to make sure that you get the hang of pushing off one leg and then pushing off the next leg. And then eventually you get both legs. Okay. So, yeah, Livy puts in the work. All right, that's the beginning stages, and this is a closer. That's the beginning stages to doing things on the floor, training yourself at a lower center of gravity. I'm not going to repeat what I said in video 3, so go watch video 3, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about when it comes to lower center of gravity. So, that's when it comes to training at the beginning stages of acro, martial arts, and definitely hip hop. Okay? Getting used to the floor and how to get over certain fears, especially going backwards. When you're doing a kick over, you got to understand how to do the lift and push method. That's your floor leap. Whatever you do that seems like it's technically advanced has a beginning level. And right now, this is that beginning level. For the first 2 weeks, I want to build you up. So the more, I'm going to have to say the actual beginner tricks. After that, after the 2 weeks on the third week, we're going to start doing beginner tricks. And after that, we're just going to continue to build from there. But definitely continue to train, continue to practice. Look at all the videos within this playlist. All of them. You can learn something from each one. There's something that every style of movement gives you, which is why I have Biscuit's Art of Motion, which is the same concept I teach. Doesn't matter where I'm at. Study all things because everything will help you in the movement career you want. All right? All right. Leave room for some questions. Are there any questions? Dylan, for you, this means you can actually go with your friend now. But, Livy, do you have any questions or are you good? Okay, I'm gonna take it as you don't have questions. That or you fell asleep. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna standard sign off. I'm your Biscuit, trained to be Miles Morales. Help you train as you help me spread the campaigns. Shout out to Dream Extreme Dance Academy in Sussex County, Franklin. Shout out to Biscuit's Art of Motion. What? I love you all. Let's do this. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I'm out.